Hello everyone, Useful11 here, and today I'm back again with another video. Well guys, so here's the sitch for you. I have, over the past few months, I haven't just been making like customs or buying a few things like from either local stores, eBay, etc. I've also been updating a few road vehicles, engines, and a few pieces of rolling stock. So basically, this is what this video is about that I talked about in the update video. So let me pick up the camera. And here are all the things I've modified, from Edward to Duncan to a few narrow gauge engines. We got Henrietta, the Toby's coach. We also got my updated Nia, updated Ryan, the small engines, Burt and Mike, the famous engine Flying Scotsman, and even three road vehicles too. So, without further ado, let's get this started. So, guys, without further ado, let's take a look at our three road vehicles first: Elizabeth, Jack, and Nelson. So first, let's take a look at Elizabeth. What I did to Elizabeth was that, sorry about that. What I did to her was that I detailed the front of her thingies right here to look like headlights. Updated this up here. I think this was supposed to be a little representing her funnel, but I'm not sure. And what I did here was I did these things on the side. They kind of look like sandboxes, but I'm not sure. They were gray, but I detailed them in Sharpie. Everything on Elizabeth in Sharpie. Same with Jack over here. If we move on, like I did paint these thingies gray, but I decided to go over them in Sharpie to make these I think they're pumps that lift Jack's like arm up and down. So yeah. And what I did to Nelson, well, you may say it may be the red wheels and it may be the lights here, but I already showed that off in a video like a few months ago. What I want to show is a Adventures magnet on the back. Well, I wouldn't say magnet. I would say more of a connector. Like if I take the not the Trackmaster, the Adventures Nia and hook her up, it works actually perfectly. Now, you may ask, why did I do this to Nelson? Well, that's gonna be for a custom video that you'll see later. So that's basically all I did to the road vehicles. So let me move them out of the way, and let's move on to the next few items. So guys, next up we have Edward. Now you may ask, what did I do to Edward? Well, it's basically on his handrails. What I did was I decided to go over. So the handrails on Edward, I think they were a whitish color. So I decided to come along with Sharpie and go right over that with silver Sharpie. You may say that's basically it. Yeah, I'm afraid so. But I think Edward looks a little bit more better like this, even if I only made a small modification to him. And so let's move on to the next item. So guys, I think it's best for me to bring in another engine. But first, here's Duncan, and then I'm gonna set like the small railway engines behind him here, because Duncan only has one modification. I may modify him a bit more in the future, but in the meantime, I just added a whistle, for heaven's sakes. So that's basically it for Duncan. Yeah, I know I'm treating Duncan like trash right now, but that's only one thing I did to him. But now that I think about it, I only did a little modifications to the road vehicles too, so I think it's best for the best. So what I did to Burt here was that I updated his buffer beam, and I gave him a whistle, safety valve, and windows. And of course, same with Mike, it's the same thing. Windows, whistle, and safety valve. So that's basically so I'm glad of what I did with that. So let's move Mike out of the way, and and since I have him right over here, let's back in the famous Flying Scotsman. So what I did to him was that I redid his handrails. I even did the handrails that were up here by his smoke deflectors, and then a few days after the last update where I showed off Flying Scotsman, I detailed his lights here. I think I may have did that in the last video, but I'm not. Well, I don't mean like last video. I mean like the last time I showed it up. I showed it updated engines, but yeah. So that's basically it for Edward, Duncan, the two small railway engines, Burt and Mike, and the Flying Scotsman. So I think it's best that we move on to the next few items. So let's go. Over here is Rocky. Now, it's very strange because I never really showed Rocky off that much. So what I did to him was that, detailed this up here, which looks like to be a winch, I think. I detailed inside of his crane on this side. And on this side. And then I did, his, little, side rods that help pull his crane up when he's lifting. Now, this is a tend to rub off sometimes, but I think it's good for now. So, that's basically all I did to Rocky. So let's move Rocky out of the way. And now we're getting into the items where they get a bit more, more extreme, more like actual more modifications to them. So let's get on to the next few items. So, here I have Sampson. What I did was basically I detailed this thing. I'm not really sure what it technically is, but I painted it golden to look like how it is in the show. Same with this. I'm not really sure what these things are called. Please put down in the comments what they're called. In the meantime, that's basically all I did for Sampson. So let's move him aside. But Luke, however, Luke over here is a different story. What I did to the back of the windows is that I gave him a little silver detail along with his buffers in the front and back. Then I gave him window details at the front there, and then I put silver around his wheels. So basically, that's all I did to Luke. But however, it's a lot more modifications than Sampson, I will be honest. So, let's move Luke out of the way. And let's move on to my favorite narrow gauge diesel, even though I do like Rusty and Fred all the same. Here is Rusty. So what I did was that I detailed his little funnel, I guess, even though he's a diesel and he doesn't have a funnel, but I detailed his little pipe, I guess. Then on the sides here, I've looked at Rusty, and I cut off the extra, areas that were down here. I did the same on this side and on this side. And then the back here, I detailed his lamp, and I put gold around the window. And then up here, and right here, I did another window for Rusty. So I think Rusty looks a lot better. Much better than basically the first version of Rusty, even though this is the same version. But my point is, guys, I just detailed him. I cut a few things. I actually took him off his chassis to do it. But all the same, guys, I think Rusty looks pretty good. So our next item here is a coach, which is Toby's faithful coach, Henrietta. So I did pretty much a lot to Henrietta, but not too much. So Henrietta in the show and the wooden railway Henrietta. I know Henrietta couldn't look accurate, but let's be honest. Henrietta's model, her basis in general, whether it's the old style or the new style Henrietta, she looks exactly like the spiteful brake fan in the wooden railway line. So what I did was I took these little poles that you normally get from a Trackmaster train that usually there's little holes in the top in the wheels, and it holds it into the box so it doesn't move around. I took a few of these and cut them up in the front and the back. And also, guys, I added Henrietta's face from the Adventures Henrietta I bought months ago, basically. So that's basically it with Henrietta. I know. Yeah, it was now, I will tell you, it may have been easy to show this off, but what it wasn't easy was to glue these on. and i.e. glue the face in the right place too. Overall, I think I did a pretty good job with Henrietta, and she looks absolutely splendid. Anyways, let's move her out of the way, and let's get on with the last two items here. Well, guys, with the last two items that I've modified, let me bring them up now. Here we have Ryan and Nia. So I guess we'll take a look at Ryan first, because guys, here's the thing. Ryan is an N2 locomotive, but the wooden railway version of him makes him look like an E2, like our one and only Thomas the Tank Engine. And so, what my idea was for updating Ryan, I went full out. I gave him, like, the pipe, like what should have been his pipes. I painted all down here black, and then I went out with the gold paint and made, like, the lines higher, because they were swooping all the way down here. And that's when I added these bits. Now, they were from, this was a flat Lego stud, and this was from a flat square tile Lego. Same with the same sides over here. And these were like Lego, and this was like Lego something. I don't really know what it was, but the point is, Ryan looks so much better. I even I even gave him a whistle, and I did windows on the front. The back really just remains the same, really. I think I should add a red line on the back, but I'm not totally sure. Overall, guys, I'm very impressed with Ryan. In fact, this is another engine that I want you to put in the comments. Like, tell me what you think of Ryan. Does he look more or less like an E2, or does he look a lot more like an N2? So let's move Ryan out of the way, and now let's take a look at the one and only Nia. So let me move the camera in. So let's scooch up here. So Nia, the Thomas Wood Nia. So guys, basically after the video, I immediately updated her. Like, so I'll scooch out the camera a bit. So hold on a second. I know I have it around here somewhere. Okay. So guys, a lot of things on my updated Nia model came from, oh, I forgot to do the tail lamp at the back. That's okay. I'll do that later. Anyways, guys, off topic. A lot of things came from the Trackmaster 2 Nia. So, like, the lamp, her pump, her, like, water thingies, I think. They all came off from the Trackmaster 2 Nia here. So that's basically how I got all the accessories, which was really nice because I didn't really have to barely do anything except for cut them off and glue them on. The lamp I'm very happy with, and so with the pump, and same with these up here. So let's take a look at the front. So I detailed the light bulb and the lamp silver because it looked white instead, and I did the buffer beam up here. In fact, the whole running board is red, really. Is red. So yeah, I think it looks a lot more better. After I glued the pump on, I detailed it in the in the gold and light green that you see in the show. And I had redid the linings on these things. I forgot what they're called. Please put down in the comment sections what they're called. But I detailed them, and then up here's her whistle, and then I added these like weird like dots, like gold dots. But they have them on the Trackmaster 2 Nia, so I decided to add that. So yeah, and that's her whistle. And here is something I added. It's a dome. And if you've heard from Gordon,
never trust domeless engines. They're not respectable.
The Thomas Wood Nia didn't have a dome. So what I did was I took a little, I'm not sure really, I don't know what I used, but I painted it orange. Like, it used to be gold. I think it was something that I took from another item, but I'm not really sure. So I took this something from another item and I super glued it on, and then I just painted it orange. So now Nia has a dome. And then the windows were very tricky. I don't even think I completed them, but the point is, since I glued these on first, it made it very difficult. On the back, of course, I did the red line, and then in the middle is where the tail lamp will go later. I don't think I really need to show a video just doing a tail lamp. I mean, really, that'd just be ridiculous. But I did the back buffer beam, and in the back here, the coal was actually not like real coal. It was like there was things that in like the bunker was representing coal, but it was very difficult. So on the top here, I redid the cab roof. So what I did was since I think to right here where the line was, it was where it stopped. I wanted the whole top cab roof to be black, and then I just went a gold line around it. But I think I may have made the gold line a bit too thick. I think I may go over that later, but in the meantime, I think that's pretty much. I think Nia looks fabulous. However, I know all the engines look good, but these two items but Ryan and Nia were the two items I did the most modifications on. Tell me down in the comment section which one of these items look better, and I'm gonna throw Henrietta in here. So tell me down in the comment sections which items you think look better. Henrietta, Ryan, or Nia. But in the meantime, I'm gonna leave these here. Same with Nia and Henrietta. So let me get all the items together in one shot. Well, guys, that's all the updated items that I've updated over the past few months, and oh my gosh, I can't believe it, I forgot about Duncan. So let me just move Sampson out of the way and make room for Duncan in there. So yeah, guys, that's all the updated items I've updated over the past few months, and of course, Nia over here, I've updated in the last, basically day. Yeah, so, well, guys, I hope you enjoyed all these updated engines. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to see all new upcoming videos. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and make sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, Useful Engine 11 Productions, and I hope to see you all next time. So this is Useful Engine 11 signing out. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.